Hi students, this is a video tutorial for your summary and response paper, and this is on the response part of the paper. So again, we're not worrying about the introduction and conclusion. I will create brief tutorials on those as well if you like this format. But this is just focused on that response part, and this is really kind of the focus of your paper and the part where you're creating your own argument. So just to go back to the prompt, you here are explaining and defending whether or not you agree with the beliefs about pain reflected in this book. And you could say, yes, I totally agree. Here's why. You could say, I totally disagree. This is a problem. Here's why. Or you could say, I kind of agree, but I feel more strongly about this, or I think this is kind of important too. So you can really kind of take a nuanced position on this. You don't just have to say, I agree or I disagree. And I personally kind of fall in the middle. Like I kind of think it's amazing that Trevor Noah is able to kind of um, be so resilient in the face of so much trauma. Like I really do find that amazing. But I also I fear that maybe that's ignoring something or like tamping down feelings that maybe should be dealt with rather than just ignored. It's hard to say. But that's sort of where I would land on that. But there's no right or wrong answers. And I think we could respond to this in a lot of different ways and still make some really good points about how he's dealing with this. Okay, so this part I think is a little easier because you can go more in depth, you can write more, and I think some of you in this class like to do that. And then the other thing is you kind of have more time and space, and it's your own thoughts and feelings, right? But the difficulty is keeping this organized and making sure that you actually back up what you're saying with evidence. So that's where Racer is really, really helpful. So just as a reminder for Racer, I'm going to pull this up, okay? So as a reminder for Racer, you're going to start by really a topic sentence. You're going to start by restating the question and answering the question. Well, okay, in this case, we're not dealing with a constructed response, right? Like it's a paper, but we do have our question, right? Our question is to respond to what Trevor Noah is saying about pain. So we're going to kind of relate that. We're going to say, Trevor Noah's response to pain is, and then we're going to answer that question, and that's going to become our topic sentence. Okay, so in this case, this is like one thought that we have in response, because you might have multiple paragraphs in your response section. So this might be just one part of your response or one reason that you have the response that you do. Okay, so an example of this, I'm just gonna, okay, let me do this. I always get the formatting off. So an example of this would be, Trevor Noah's response to pain is valid because, and then you're going to answer that and give one reason why you think that's valid. I mean, obviously your response might be different, but I'm just giving you an example of how this would work, right? And that's going to become your topic sentence, okay? That kind of organizes what the rest of your paragraph is going to be about. And you need to make sure you stay on topic. Like, this is what the topic is, then I'm going to stay on topic the rest of the paragraph. I'm going to switch to a new paragraph if I come up with another reason why he's valid or invalid or whatever you want to say. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to have some evidence, okay? And in this case, your evidence might be from the book, okay? It might be a quotation from the book, from Trevor Noah's book, okay? It might be, again, a little bit of a summary of the book or a paraphrase or, okay, putting the book in your own words. Okay. And make sure you're introducing these quotations, in the book, Trevor Noah notes or something. Okay. So you need to have some evidence from the book, but you also need evidence from your own experience or from things outside the book. Okay. This could be historical things. It could be from another book. It could be, I think I said your own experience, right? So you also need evidence from things outside the book. Okay. your own experience, news events, okay, celebrities. I'm just making a face. I'm just imagining all the like Kylie Jenner examples. I don't even know. I'm just making that up. Okay, celebrities, but that would count. I mean, my Robert F. Kennedy example that I used yesterday could be an example of a celebrity, I guess, a politician. History, other books, things that happen to your friends. Okay. You've already brainstormed these, so you're going to pull from these to use them, okay? So the next part of your paragraph is going to be the evidence. And then, so this is our R, A, this is our A, this is our cite evidence, that's going to be our C. Okay, and now we need to explain how this evidence supports our views on pain, our own views, not Trevor Noah's. Okay, and you can use his book to say this, right? Even if you disagree with how he experiences it, you could say, you know, he says this, and this is actually really problematic, and he should be dealing with this in a different way. Okay, explain how the evidence supports your views. I cannot type and talk at the same time. Okay, and then you're going to repeat. Okay, your evidence and your explanation. Okay, you're going to add extra evidence here. Okay, and then you're going to start a new paragraph if you need to build on what you just said. I would imagine that just for like the length of what you need, you probably need 2 or 3 paragraphs here. Maybe 1 to 2 paragraphs in your summary, 2 to 3 paragraphs in your response. Okay, and the nice thing about Racer is it adds more length to what you're saying, because you're really going in depth. Okay, repeat, evidence, and your explanation. Computer, whatever I just did was exciting to my computer. Okay, and if you need to keep staying on topic in your paragraph, you can repeat your evidence and explanation as long as you need to say what you want to say. And then you're moving to a new paragraph when you come up with another reason that Trevor Noah, that another way in which you agree or disagree with what Trevor Noah is saying. Okay, just as a reminder, you can go back to my modeled example to see how this actually works, okay? And we haven't really done a whole lot with transitions. We're going to go back and add some on either Friday or Monday. So don't stress about that yet. If you know how to add them, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But you're going to, feel free to use my modeled paragraph in here to think about how you're going to use this and to develop your thoughts. Okay. And then I'm going to go back and give you feedback and kind of let you know. The other thing is I would try to avoid using first person as much as possible. Like I said, I think if you need to write your paragraph with that and then get rid of it, that's fine too. But unless you're actually talking about your experience, and that's fine. If you're talking about evidence that's your experience, then you can use first person. But we're really trying to keep a formal academic tone, so keeping out first person is helpful. Okay, I hope this video tutorial has been helpful. If you need extra help or you're still stuck, please reach out to me. I'm here to help you. All right, thank you all so much. Bye.